Port Charles in chaos. Sonny Corinthos gunned down on Daisy's baptism day. The day that was meant to be a sacred moment of celebration. A day where family and friends would gather beneath the steepled roof of the local church to witness the baptism of young Daisy, was instead marked by chaos, bloodshed, and a cold reminder that the past never truly stays buried in Port Charles. What began as a quiet morning rapidly devolved into a tragic spectacle when Sonny Corinthos, the notorious mob boss with a turbulent history and an unrelenting list of enemies, became the target of yet another assassination attempt, this time, one that struck with chilling precision just moments before he could reach the church. As his car approached the familiar path leading to the chapel, Sonny noticed a strange obstruction in the middle of the road, an abandoned crate strewn with shattered glass and scattered debris. His instincts, sharpened by years of living on the edge, told him something wasn't right. But whether it was arrogance, habit, or simply the urgency of the moment, Sonny stepped out of the vehicle without hesitation, determined to clear the road himself. He never made it past the door. The echo of a single gunshot cracked through the still morning air, followed by the heavy thud of a body hitting the pavement. Sonny collapsed to the ground, blood seeping into the gravel as chaos erupted. His driver, stunned and panicked, rushed out, only to catch a glimpse of a shadowy figure darting into the tree line nearby. It was over in seconds. The shooter was gone, vanished into the dense forest, leaving behind no trace, no bullet casing, no footprints, only questions and a bloodied suit sprawled on the roadside. Emergency services were called immediately. Sonny was still breathing but fading fast, his pulse weak, his breath shallow. The ambulance raced against time, sirens screaming through the streets as those at the church, including Carly, Michael, and Jason, waited unknowingly, unaware that the man they were expecting to greet with smiles and blessings now lay fighting for his life. The news shattered Port Charles like a thunderclap. Sonny Corinthos had been shot, again. But this wasn't a random act of violence. It was calculated, deliberate, and, if rumors are to be believed, the third attempt on his life within a dangerously short span of time. Each previous attempt had failed, either through Sonny's own luck or Jason's vigilance. But this one was different. It was quiet. Efficient. Personal. And it had nearly succeeded. Speculation ran wild. Who would dare strike at Sonny in broad daylight, just feet from his family? Could it be a rival syndicate making their move, emboldened by Sonny's recent efforts to retreat from mob life and focus on his family? Or was it someone closer, someone who knew exactly when and where Sonny would be that morning, someone who had access not just to information, but to trust? For Jason Morgan, Sonny's longtime enforcer and friend, the hit felt eerily familiar. The shooter had vanished without a trace, leaving behind no leads, no motives, just a message. But what was the message? That Sonny was no longer untouchable? That someone in Port Charles was powerful enough to reach him even in moments of peace? Or was this less about power and more about revenge? Carly, consumed by panic and fury, immediately turned her suspicions toward the usual suspects. But this time, the list was longer than ever. With Sonny's past littered with betrayals and unfinished vendettas, from former allies turned foes to disgruntled underworld figures left in his wake, the possibilities were endless. However, the meticulous nature of the ambush suggested something more organized than a simple grudge. This wasn't vengeance born of emotion, this was strategy, precision, intent. And what of Daisy, the child whose day of spiritual rebirth was forever marred by violence? As her loved ones tried to shield her from the trauma unfolding just miles away, a darker truth emerged, that no one in Sonny's orbit, not even an infant, was truly safe. The lines between personal and professional, between family and enemy, had once again blurred to the point of non-existence. At the hospital, doctors worked frantically to stabilize Sonny. Bullet lodged dangerously close to his spine, he slipped in and out of consciousness, murmuring fragmented thoughts, some of them names. Jason clung to every word, hoping to find a clue. But Sonny, stubborn as ever, refused to let the darkness take him, even as his body gave way to weakness. He wasn't ready to die, not yet. Meanwhile, Anna Devane and Jordan Ashford launched a full-scale investigation, but they faced the same wall of silence that had plagued every inquiry into Sonny's life. No witnesses. No cameras. No evidence. Only a single gunshot and a man's collapsing empire. Whispers began to surface that this could be an inside job, that perhaps someone within Sonny's trusted circle had coordinated the hit, or worse, that Sonny had finally outlived his usefulness to the very system he built. As Sonny hovered between life and death, Port Charles shifted. Allies grew colder, enemies circled like vultures, and the air became thick with fear and uncertainty. Jason vowed not to rest until the truth was unearthed. Carly clung to Daisy, silently promising that no matter what, she would protect what remained of their family. Michael, torn between duty and rage, began his own quiet investigation, determined to root out the traitor he was certain was hiding in plain sight. But the shooter? The one who slipped into the forest like a ghost? He was still out there. Watching. Waiting. Perhaps even planning his next move. One thing was certain, if he had failed 3 times, he wouldn't fail again. Not unless someone stopped him first. And so the streets of Port Charles remain on edge, the shadows longer, the silences deeper. Because in a town where everyone has secrets, and no one is truly innocent, the question isn't just who tried to kill Sonny Corinthos, it's who hasn't.